Sold my dream home to fund my brother's life-saving surgery, but now I'm homeless because my family chose his new family over me. I sold the home I spent years dreaming of, all to save my brother's life. But now, with nowhere to go and no one to turn to, I'm left wondering if I gave up everything only to be abandoned by the very people I thought I could trust most. Growing up, my brother and I were inseparable. We shared everything, from our toys to our dreams. We always talked about the future, where we would live, what we would do, and how we would make our mark on the world. And the centerpiece of our dreams was our dream home. We had both fallen in love with a picturesque cottage nestled in the countryside. It had a quaint charm that spoke to our souls, and we knew that one day, it would be ours. We saved every penny we could, sacrificed nights out with friends, and worked tirelessly to make that dream a reality. But then, tragedy struck. My brother was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. The doctors gave him only a few months to live unless he underwent a life-saving surgery. The cost of the surgery was exorbitant, and our savings were nowhere near enough to cover it. Desperate to save my brother's life, I made the heartbreaking decision to sell our dream home. It was the only way to raise the funds needed for his surgery. The day we signed the papers and handed over the keys, I felt like a part of me died along with that house. The surgery was a success, and my brother was given a second chance at life. But as he recovered, I began to see a change in him. He started spending more and more time with his new family, his doctors, nurses, and support groups. I understood that he needed their help and support, but I couldn't shake the feeling of being pushed aside. Months went by, and I found myself struggling to make ends meet. I had poured all of my savings into my brother's surgery, and now I was left with nothing. I reached out to my family for help, but they were too preoccupied with my brother's recovery to notice my own struggles. One day, I received a call from my brother. He told me that he had decided to move in with his new family permanently. They had offered him a place to stay, emotional support, and even financial assistance. It was a dream come true for him, but for me, it was a nightmare. I felt betrayed and abandoned. I had sacrificed everything for my brother, and now he was choosing his new family over me. I was left homeless, with nowhere to go and no one to turn to. The pain of losing our dream home paled in comparison to the pain of losing my brother to his new life. I wandered the streets, searching for a place to call home. I slept in shelters, ate at soup kitchens, and begged for spare change. Each day was a struggle to survive, but I refused to give up hope. One night, as I huddled under a bridge for shelter, I received a message from my brother. He apologized for his actions and begged for forgiveness. He realized that he had lost sight of what truly mattered: family. He asked me to come stay with him and his new family, to start fresh and rebuild our bond. I hesitated at first, unsure if I could forgive him for leaving me behind. But deep down, I knew that I still loved my brother with all my heart. I packed up my few belongings and made my way to his new home. As I walked through the door, I was greeted with open arms and tearful apologies. My brother embraced me tightly, and I knew that we would always be there for each other, no matter what. Our dream home may have been sold, but we had found a new home in each other's hearts. And as I looked around at my brother's new family, I realized that they were now my family too. We may have faced hardships and heartaches, but in the end, love and forgiveness brought us back together. As we sat around the dinner table, sharing stories and laughter, I knew that we had finally found our true home in each other's love and support.